Hey guys, so a friend and colleague, Santias, saw a question on Facebook about Divi, and because she knows that I work with Divi a lot, she suggested I answer the question for the person. Although I'm not a Facebook person, I'll make sure she shares the link to the Facebook group that she saw this in. So the site that was mentioned in the link was this one, and the person I think couldn't figure out how to change the hours on the footer here, and also I guess something in the header. So the 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 screenshot that she sent me actually said that the person thinks that the site's been built with the Divi builder. Well, that's probably a correct assumption based on the code that I can see here. So if I just say Control U and I do et, I guess I'll probably find something along those lines. So if I say et pb something, that means that's Divi. I could have checked just the theme folder and it would be the same, but people can change the theme folder name, so okay. Now, the next thing I needed to check was outside of the code, the person was trying to change footer elements. Now, my initial thought was the person didn't remember or didn't know that the Divi theme builder, the Divi builder, sorry, has a theme builder now. And so I checked the footer code first because the header looks like the default. So I check the footer code first, and I can tell that it says footer widgets, which means it's not using the theme builder. And I can also tell from the header that this looks like the default header, because there would have been another class had it been the theme builder, right? So let me just quickly, I jumped onto a client's website, which I thought was using the default header and footer. So in my case, as you can see, I have a footer, and if you carefully look at the code, right? Let me just take this out, and then just, if you can see carefully, there should be, I shouldn't have a footer or anything weird there. So let me see, do I have, this might, the footer might actually not be default. So let me just check. Here, I'm not gonna, I assume that it's default, but it might not be. So in the code, if this is not default, oh, this is default, okay. The other way you can check if it's default is if you go into Divi, right, and you click on Theme Builder, right. Ignore the other plugins that I have here and stuff. I clicked on the wrong thing. So Divi, and I go to like Theme Builder, right. Now ignore the bottom part where it says Divi and Pro templates and stuff. That's another thing. If your theme builder looks like this, it means you're using default Divi. And the way you would go about changing footer widgets would be appearance, widgets, so assume default WordPress, and then depending on where your stuff are, I'm gonna assume you can change footer stuff like here. Let me figure out where I left the footer. Maybe I created the footer on the page on the site. Let me see. Yeah, I must have created it on the page. So essentially, if you were using default Divi, which I thought I had on this client's website, you would see your widgets here. Footer area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since I'm not seeing them here, I must have probably built this site ages ago, and I probably duplicated a module in each and every page, which is a bit amateurish, but let's check either way. Let's do enable visual builder, right? And then let's see if I did the thing where which I wasn't supposed to do, where I built it by hand. Let's see if I was that smart. So you see, the fact that I can edit this means that I built this by hand. So either you built it by hand like I did, and you need to come and edit these, or if you're on a normal Divi install, you would find your which in your case it seems like you're in a normal Divi install, like in this person's case. They seem to be on the default. So ignore this. If you can't find it, try and do an edit visual builder and sort of see if you can edit this. If you can, that means you built it by hand, or the person that built it by hand, and needs to individually edit each and every one of them. Check for the header as well, but this is the default header, so I assume that I would need to come and change it. So the other thing you could do if you want to rebuild the header and footer yourself is you would go into the theme and then so basically in this case the widgets, in the person's case the widget should be in footer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 as either text blocks, or he made the mistake where he manually built them like I did on this page, which I'd forgotten because I built this like 5 years ago maybe. And the other place he needs to check obviously is if the theme builder was in use, which I know due to the looking at the code that it's not. So he should have a theme builder that looks like this. There are cases where it's not built like that. So for example, I want to say another site that I'm building that does have theme builder in it, just so you can see. Ooh, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry about that. I probably did something I shouldn't here. So let's see if I just want to show you a site that actually uses the theme builder. That makes sense. But I'm still busy on it, so it's Greek. Ignore the Greek. It doesn't really matter. It's still Divi. Just give me a second to show you a thing or two here. So because this is a child theme and it already has pre-built like templates, if you go to theme builder, you'll see that I have stuff in here. So my header and footer are very different than the usual Divi stuff, and if I was going to the global header, I would need to change things from here because my header is not like default Divi. It's got like this is a child theme, so it has buttons and stuff, and I set it up like this. It doesn't matter what it does, it's just the point that there are many places you can check to fix the header and footer. And then the footer obviously is the global footer thing. And as I said, remember, if you're not using the theme builder, so if this is all white, then your footer stuff should be inside of widgets under the footer area 1, footer area 2, footer area 3, 4, 5, and 6. Unless you built the footer explicitly, like in the case of this website which I built ages ago, and for some reason, I guess because the theme builder didn't exist, I built them by hand 5 years ago when I built that. So yeah, that's about it.